welcome back to my channel. So today's video is about some tips and advice that I can give you to make your gel mani last longer, because we all want it to last longer, but you know, you wear your gel mani and you find in like 4 days later it's chipping and you can't understand why. Well, there may be reasons for that which I'll address in this video. So it could be down to the fact that you're not prepping your nails properly, it could be down to poor application of the polish, or not looking after your nails after the gel polish is done. Now Jelly Babes, I am not a professional nail technician, I've just self-taught, but I have been applying gel to my nails for over 2 years now, so I do have a bit of an idea on how to do it in the process and the best way to get your gel polish mani lasting longer. So here are your prepping tools that you're going to need, and this is a real important step when you're doing a gel manicure, because if you skip any of these steps you could end up, you know, that's why your nails are chipping. So here are the tools that you need. So I have sort of went onto a glass file. It's so much more better for your nails. You know, instead it just leaves like a fine dust on your nail, and you can go back and forth on your nail as well, and obviously they will last a lot longer than a normal nail file. You're going to need a buffer as well, and maybe something to remove ridges because you want a nice sort of level surface. And you're going to need isopropyl alcohol. Now mine is 70%, ideally it needs to be sort of definitely over like 90%, 99 ideally, but this is what you use to cleanse your nail bed, to remove any sort of oils that are on your nails. Because oils and gel polish don't work well together, and that could end up the reason why it is chipping as well. Just there you go. So it is isopropyl alcohol. Just point that out there, and this is the kind of one that I've been using. And you're going to need some lint-free wipes as well, just so you don't catch any cottony bits sticking to your nail. That's generally what I use. I find them good to use, so that's what I use when prepping my nails. So I'm going to sort of walk you through the steps on how to prep your nails properly, and the first thing that I do is push my cuticles back. If you're unsure what your cuticle is, here's a diagram to show you fully what it is and what actually needs to be pushed back. And because I do my nails regularly, I haven't got that much of a cuticle to push back, so it doesn't take me that much time at all. And then you want to get like a buffer, and you literally, it's just lightly buffing. You don't need to do it hard or anything like that. You're just lightly buffing your nail ready, and you do want to concentrate on your side walls and around the cuticle area, because if that's not done properly, that could lead to you know, the polish lifting. And then you just file your nails to whatever shape that you have ready for your gel polish. Okay, so now you need to cleanse the nail. This is where your isopropyl comes in. So you basically just rub it all over your nail and on the skin and next to it as well, all around the nail, just to remove any oils off of your nail bed. Now, I generally use, like, you know, 2 lint-free wipes for my one hand. You can use them individually if you want, and then I get a fresh one for my other hand when I cleanse. That this is just what I do. And then I use this one to cleanse off my other hands. Now this is good with the lint free. If you have missed something, like you see here, it's just sort of snagged because it is like about to break there. That's good because you can address that before you go on to your next steps. So basically you can use a gel primer, and basically you'd only need to use a gel primer if you found like your gel polishes weren't sticking to your nails as much. But basically a gel primer is that it primes your nails ready for gel polish, and basically all it does is add like an extra tacky layer. So obviously you want to avoid it contact on your skin, and you can just sort of press it over your nail and leave it to air dry. Okay, so now I'm going to be applying my base coat, and basically you want to apply thin, even layer, well not layers, but you need to apply it nice and thin. And I don't tend to go right up to my cuticle, just because if you flood it or you don't realise you flooded it, that can end up causing lifting. And you'll hear lots of people talking about capping or sealing the free edge. Basically that's running the brush across the free edge of your nail. like so. And you always want to make sure you haven't got any polish on your sidewalls or, you know, in your flood in your cuticles before you put underneath your lamp and cure. Now, while we're on the curing process, if you're wondering, you know, should I get a UV lamp or should I get an LED lamp? Well, obviously there's time benefits from having an LED lamp, because with a UV, it's 2 minutes for every single layer of polish that you put on. So that's a total of 8 minutes drying time. Where obviously it's considerably less with an LED, so I prefer to have more time on my hands. And obviously I'm not getting into the safety issues, lots of debates with that, but obviously an LED is going to be safer. And another pro is, you know, UV bulbs need to be changed, whereas LED bulbs never ever need to be changed. So for me, I'd recommend an LED lamp. It's a little bit more money, but totally worth it in my opinion. Okay, so I've applied the gel polish, my gel base to the rest of my nails, and now I'm going to pop it underneath my LED lamp. I have done a review on this Kiss lamp as well, just in case, you know, you want to wonder how good it is. It was a long time ago though. And basically this is how you want your nails positioned in the lamp. You don't want them too close together because you don't want like the polish sticking to your nail or anything like that. So have them nice and flat. Now, if you have like a breakage like I've had on my nail, this can make it like capping or sealing the free edge a little bit more difficult. So obviously that can result in chipping if you can't sort of seal the edge properly. So what I do when my nail is particularly short like this one, I kind of pull my thumbnail skin back and just sort of run it over the edge of the nail. Now I always sort of get the cuticle stick and just get off any sort of polish before I pop it under the nail. So it's a lot of checking, but it's totally worth it in the end. Now, I always get this asked a lot, and basically the answer is on the screen. Ideally, it's good to use the same brand, but I mix and match mine all the time and I don't generally get any issues. So this is the polish that I'm going to be applying to my nail. I generally find Elite 99 is good for my nail condition, sort of my nail bed. It sort of sticks well to my nail, and the colour code is 008, and it's sort of a lovely sort of nude pinky colour. And again, you want to apply nice thin coats of the polish. Now, if you find like it's gathering like it is on my nail, basically you want to rub some excess polish off your brush and go over it again. And keep doing that until you can get a nice thin, even coverage, because you want it to be nice and sort of even on the nail. And again, going across the free edge. Now, if you find like you get like a little gathering there that I've got, remove that before you cure, because that could end up chipping and taking off your sort of the capping of your nail. So I've done the rest of my fingers and I'm going to pop them underneath my lamp. And obviously this is a little bit longer, it's for 1 minute. But if you use like Madame Glam, I know that's 30 seconds under an LED lamp. Now, I deliberately flooded my cuticles, honestly I did, just to show you what you can do to remove it. So you get your wooden stick and just go over the nail like so, and just remove that excess polish, because that will cause lifting as well. So I know these things probably seem like really like, you know, obvious, but I wanted to do like a real detailed video just so, you know, you can kind of deal with these troubleshooting issues, and maybe, you know, this advice that I give is what you needed to know so your gel polish manicures can last longer. So generally gel polishes, they only kind of need 2 coats of polish. So I'm going to apply the second coat. Again, same method, apply it nice and thin. And you need to sort of seal the free edge with every layer of polish that you do. But obviously you want to make sure that it's not sort of getting like a thick layer on the edge of your nail, because you're running it across the free edge. You want to make sure it's all nice and flat and all nice and even, because if it's an uneven coverage, obviously that can cause it to chip as well. So moving on to the top coat, this is what I use. I generally go to like GDI. It's a good sort of polish for me. Good brand. And again, nice and thin coats and for sealing that free edge. And if you're particularly sort of heavy-handed, it might be ideal to put on 2 coats of top coat to make your gel polish mani last longer. Now generally there'll be some sort of tacky layer left on your nails after your gel mani is done. And basically you just need your isopropyl alcohol again and rub that over the nail with a lint-free pad. and that will remove that tacky layer, and then your nails are instantly dry. You can go and do whatever and they're not going to smudge or run or chip or anything like that. It is completely dry, which is what I love about wearing gel polishes on my nails. Okay, and then when you're all done, I generally would recommend that you apply some cuticle oil to your nail just to put some moisture back into your nails and cuticles to help them keep them stronger. Now, I'm not putting any on today as I'm continuing on when doing a design on this on these nails, which hopefully you may have already seen. It'll be a collab that I'm doing with Sam H Nails, and if not, well then you can look forward to it. I'm really excited about showing you guys. So yeah, so this is kind of how I'd recommend how long you sort of put your cuticle oil on. So obviously your gel nails are done. At the end of the day, Jelly Babes, it is only gel polish. It's not indestructible. So now I'm going to show you kind of what you should and shouldn't do once your gel polish is done. So when you're doing any cleaning, not just washing the dishes, get your hands covered, ladies. Nothing will destroy your gel polish quicker than the chemicals that you use for your cleaning products. So put your gloves on. And if you're like me and you do lots of stamping reviews, which means lots of cleanup with acetone, get your cotton claw and use that instead of putting the cotton bud in your hand, which obviously when you put acetone on, you use acetone to remove your gel polish. So over time, that's going to wear your gel polish down. And another thing that you do, maybe when you're watching TV, is don't pick or bite at your nails. That will chip them like so quickly. And if you're a swimmer and you're wondering whether you can or can't, then here's some advice on the screen. So that is it, Jelly Babes. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that it's helped you with some sort of areas maybe where you've kind of want to wear gels or have wore gels but been put off because it chips really easily. Hopefully this video has sort of given you some tips that will stop that from happening in the future. So thank you so much for coming and checking out my video today. Please press that subscribe icon, and here's some other videos for you to check out also.